Welcome to some Ramos, 5-color lands. I hope you're excited. As far as opening hand, yes, we will keep on this. We have Oracle on top. Love it. Got 2 Guild Gates and Maze's End and Horn of Greed. Yes, I will keep that in a heart. Let's get Ramos popped up. Playing against Sigarda, host of Herons. Should be fun. Herons. Telling you, the struggle against the English language. Let's see if our opponent wants to mulligan past 6 or not, or go for that scry. There they go. Okay, let's go ahead and get the Guild Gate down. I think that sounds good. Get that down. Anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn. We're playing against Ramos. I mean, we are playing Ramos, not playing against Ramos. Flying, whenever you cast a spell, put a +1 counter on Ramos for each of that spell's colors. Then remove 5 +1 counters from Ramos. Add double Wooburg to your mana pool. Activate this ability only once each turn. Now, with double Wooburg, that means white, blue, black, red, and green. So if you ever hear Wooburg, that's what that means. The 5 colors of magic. Hey, awesome. Awesome. Best of luck. And then I'll cover Sigarda in just a second. So we're playing against Sigarda, flying and hexproof. Spells and abilities your opponents control can't cause you to sacrifice permanents. Okay, we'll get that going. But yes, if you missed the deck tech, Ramos, this is 5-color Maze's End, and it's been a lot of fun playing this deck. The only thing is, I've been practicing with it, and I've gotten a couple different Maze's End wins with it. And I'm hoping I get a Maze's End win. We've got it set up pretty good for today. Let's go and go for the Tribe Scout. I think I like that. Let's get the Tribe Scout down. If you hear any popping noise, that's my cat playing with her, with one of her toys, so I do apologize about that. Let's go and get the Dimir Guildgate down. I think that sounds good. Anything else? We're going to go and pass the turn. But yeah, so our win conditions for the deck, we have a bunch of different win conditions in here. I've always wanted to, you know, this is not necessarily a Ramos-specific deck, but like we're not really getting as many +1 counters on Ramos as possible. What Ramos is a little bit more of a support commander in that we're using it to, we have a bunch of different X spells that we kind of dump a bunch of mana into. So we have stuff like Villainous Well. We have a Torment of Hellfire if we want to tap out for a bunch of stuff like that. So Ramos is a little bit more of a support commander in here, allowing us to do the 5-color. It's mainly just a 5-color land stack. Now, outside of Maze's End, we do have stuff like Dark Depths and Thespian Stage. It's always a lot of fun to get a Merit Lage token onto the battlefield. That never gets old. We also have since we're running Scape Shift in here, we can actually use Scape Shift as another way to kind of go for a Maze's End win. With Scape Shift, we're also running Prismatic Omen in here. So that's going to turn basically it turns all of our lands into mountains in addition to the other basic lands, which allows us to go for a Valakut win too, which is fun. Enjoy that. Let's go ahead and go for I think if we go for the island, we go for Horn of Greed. Yeah, I like that. We'll go for Horn of Greed. That way we can put actually, excuse me, we play a land, we'll get a card draw off that. So we're not going to get one off the Tribe Elder, but we'll still go and hold on to it. That way we can put the Maze's End on our, during our opponent's turn if we want to go for that. Then we get down to Oracle and start playing those lands, start drawing a bunch of cards. Oh, yes. All right, not going to swing it for one. 30 all, leave it over there. But yeah, I've had a lot of fun building it so far. And, you know, it kind of started out, it was a little bit janky. You know, it was, you know, you're on Maze's End. But then I just started slowly adding more and more pieces to it. And, yeah, it's a lot of fun. I can't wait to keep recording with them more. I get a lot of, whenever we finally get the Maze's End win, I'll get a lot in the chat. Just, well, never lost a Maze's End before. I'm like, hey, there's always the first time for everything. All right, so opponent did make the land drop for the turn. They're going to draw a card off that, the Horn of Greed. And also, you know, making land drops and drawing cards, I love it. I love the art on Horn of Greed, too. It's always one of my favorite, I don't know. It's just so, there's a lot to unpack in that picture. Little screaming dude, the little horn over there. Love it. All right. Opponent's going to put that into play tap. Let's go and go for the Tribe Elder. Let's go and put the Maze's End into play. Now, as far as our Guild Gate count, we're looking at 1, 2. We only have 2 Guild Gates at this point right now. Now, with Maze's End, it has the activated ability of 3 mana. Return it to our hand, search our library for a gate, and put it on the battlefield. So, that's the way we kind of start to symbol a lot of these gates, if we can't do it through something like Scape Shift. Ooh, Torment of Hellfire. Okay. Let's go and go for Oracle. Yeah, I like that. Then we get a top look at the part of our library. That way, if we want to put some of our, you know, maybe we hit 2 lands in a row, then we can use the Tribe Elder to drop that force into play. Yeah, let's go and have that come into play as a copy of Maze's End. I think I like that. We're going to make a copy of Maze's End. We're going to draw another card. Draw that, the Gate Creeper. I guess at this point, we'll just still go and get the forest down. We'll be able to draw that Toxic Deluge. And we draw, Escape Shift on top. Okay, let's go and push in for 1. Put our opponent down to 29. And then we're going to go and kick it over to our opponent. Now, we did draw in the Torment of Hellfire, but we are looking pretty good with double Maze's End. The only thing is we do need 6 mana to kind of get this going. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 mana right now. We'll be drawing into Scape Shift. So hopefully if we get a couple lands on top, we can kind of deploy those out and start digging for some of those Maze's End too. All right, opponent's going to go for Horn of Greed. But really, one of the things that really holds this deck together is stuff like Oracle of Oracle, allowing us to play those additional lands. What it does is it increases our Scape Shift count, and we're running a couple different copies in here. There's like, or the effects in here, like Mina in like Dina, I don't know, it's the red-green one where you can play an additional land, red-green. I can't remember the name of it. But I thought about running Gitrog in here, which would have been nice. I don't know, there's a lot of times where you have to sack a lane with Gitrog. And if we just don't have the fetch lands or Life from the Loam to support it, sometimes it may not, may kind of put us away from a Maze's End win, which I do not want to do. So, but if you think about building a commander land stack, definitely you can put Gitrog in there if you want to. All right, I'm going to draw into that Scape Shift. Let's go and make the Taiga land drop. Draw another card, Horn of Greed. Yeah, I'll take that. We can play that from the hand. And that actually works out perfectly with the Maze's End. Clear the land. Okay, let's go and get Ancient Tomb down. We'll draw that, clear the land. And I guess at this point, we've got 5 in the air from our opponent. We don't really have any way to stop it. They do have 7 cards in the hand. So right now, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 total mana. If we're going to go for double Maze's End. Yeah, I like that. I think we still have a... Let's go for that. Return Maze's End. Search our library for a gate card. We can actually do that on our opponent's turn. That's going to be 6 total mana. We'll go for that. Yeah, we'll just go and pass it over to our opponent. That way we can still drop in something with the Tribe Scout. Okay, going to kick it over there. But yeah, it's just... I don't know, it's been fun. And I've always wanted to build a 5-color deck for the channel. And it's... I threw together something that had a lot of 5-color spells in there, but it didn't really feel like a cohesive deck. It just kind of felt like a bunch of good stuff. And so to kind of have something that is 5-color, and we could have some fun with it. It's always good. All right, opponent's going to get down the Horn of Greed to draw a card off that. Opponent's going to go for Ethereal Armor for strike. Okay, that's fine. It's going to be 6/6. At this point right now, if they get it to a 7/7, we're looking at about a 3-turn clock with commander damage. So I guess we'll see if this is something like a Green-White Enchantress or something like that. But yeah, Ethereal Armor. I got in during Return to Ravnica, and I built like a kind of like a Boggles deck or whatever, without actually having hexproof creatures. And you'd use Ethereal Armor, use Madcap Skills, and then the Alpha Authority. That's kind of how you gave your creature protection. And still love that deck. It's a lot of fun to play. All right, opponent is swinging for 7, which will put us down to 23. Now, one thing that we can go for, no, it does have Hexproof, excuse me. I was thinking we could go for Maze of Ith, but that won't really do much. We do have Ramos, though. We can get down Ramos, and that'll be at least a 4/4 flyer in the air. All right, opponent swinging it for 7. It's going to put us down to 23, and that'll be 7 total commander damage. Let's go and go for the, let's go and go for the Maze's End activation. We're going to return I think we'll return the copy land to the hand. That way we can have it enter the battlefield as Maze's End and have it untap and then go for it again next turn. Okay, let's go and go for Maze's End. Return it to the hand. That's going to be 1, 2, 3. Actually, can we do that with that Ancient Tomb to make sure we don't lose that live? Yeah, I think either way we're going to have to tap down the Ancient Tomb. Okay. I'm going to bounce it back to the hand. Let's search our library for a gate card. And I guess at this point right now, any certain color, we probably need to grab another white source. So we're going to grab Boros Guildgate. Comes into play. Let's go ahead and go for, put a lane into play, Vesuva, and make a copy of Maze's End. Choose Maze's End, and let's go and activate this Maze's End, return it to the hand. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. I'm going to grab another gate card. Now, as far as the gates, it's going to be 1, 2. So I'll put us at 4 gates. That's going to be another one next turn. Unfortunately, this will come into play tap, but we still have this one to go for the activation. I was going to grab the Azorius Guildgate and the Bloodstained Mire on top. Temple of Deceit. Okay, let's go ahead and get the Maze's End down. We're going to draw a card, draw that Temple of Deceit. And I think on this one, I like going for Gatekeeper Vine. Probably get into spots where we might be able to get down Ramos and then get down Gatekeeper Vine and then be able to get a few counters on there to maybe kind of stop at least kind of block Sigarda from one turn. Ooh, No Mercy. Okay, that's definitely good. Let's go ahead and let's make the land drop for the turn. Let's go actually, let's go Bloodstained Mire. We're going to draw a card, draw into that No Mercy. Actually, I like getting down No Mercy. I can't really see our opponent getting a ton of enchantments out there, and that's a great way for us to kind of stop what's going on. We're looking at double black off that, double black, and then Cruel Tutor on top. Now, if we go for Cruel Tutor, we might be able to grab, actually, with Scape Shift, 1, 2, sorry, in the hand. Let's go and go for the Gatekeeper, and we might be able to set it up next turn to actually go for Scape Shift. It's going to be green, and then that. Let's go and do that. Let's get down Gate Creeper Vine. I do apologize. There's little lines in the deck that it's kind of hard to see it sometimes, but yeah, I think we might be able to get it with Escape Shift next turn. We're going to use Gatekeeper's ability. Let's go and grab another. Let's grab the Orzhov Guildgate. All right, that goes into the hand. We can put it into the Tribe Elder, and then anything else. I think we're just going to go ahead and pass the turn. We could go for Toxic if we wanted to, paying 7 life. That's going to clear the entire board state out. That puts us online for pretty good. Yeah, let's go and do that, actually. Let's go and put the Orzhov Guildgate down. Yeah, I like that. We'll do that, and then we can go for Escape Shift next turn. I think that should be enough for us to get it. Put the Guildgate down. Let's go and go for Toxic Deluge. Let's go and crack the Bloodstained Mire. I'll grab the Underground Sea. Yeah, grab that Underground Sea. Let's go for Toxic Deluge. It's going to be 1, 2. Tap that. Let's go with that. That way we're not taking 2 off the Ancient Tomb. Go for Toxic Deluge. We're going to go and pay 7 on this one. Okay. We're going to pay 7. That's going to take care of our opponent's creature. It's going to make it get -7, -7. Actually, our opponent did say something. Yeah, it's gnarly. It's pretty nasty. All right, we're going to go and close that out. Anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn. Yeah. So Escape Shift in the hand. So we go to cast Escape Shift next turn. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 guild gates. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we can actually sacrifice 5 lands, get it on the battlefield. We can add that mana to our mana pool, float it before we sacrifice those lands, and still have either Maze's End up to kind of go for that. That way, if our opponent does draw into something like Ghost Quarter or something like that to kind of blow up one of the lands, at least we do have backup on that. Yeah, sorry, I got distracted activating the Maze's End, and I forgot that we kind of drew an Escape Shift. It's a little bit easy to kind of do lose track of stuff like that. But yeah, we should be able to go for Escape Shift next turn. But the decks, yeah, it's a lot of fun, and especially if you get down Amulet of Vigor. We did have Cruel Tutor on top, and that was one thing that we were going to go for. But you can use that in addition to Maze's End and the different guild gates. It's going to come into play tapped, and the Amulet of Vigor is going to allow it to untap, so that way you can still go for a few multiple activations at a couple turns. But we should be able to get it this turn. All right, Pope's going to kick it back over there. And I think we had Rites of Flourishing on top of the library too. That should be the draw, I think. But we'll have it with Escape Shift. Retreat to Coral Helm. Excuse me, that was on top. Okay, so let's go and get some mana going. So we're looking at 1, 2. We'll tap for double green for the Escape Shift. And then there's been a couple times where I've gone for Escape Shift and I forgot to tap the lands in response. I was like, dang it. Okay, so we'll start sacrificing some lands. It's going to go to Escape Shift. That's going to be double green. We'll use 2 colorless. Go and sacrifice the 5 lands. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let me make sure we're doing this right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 guild gates, and we're sacrificing 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So we're going to search those lanes for our lanes in our library. So we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. There should be 10 guild gates. Get those down on the battlefield. Activate Maze's End. We're going to return it back to our hand, paying 3. And we have enough mana to go for the double activation on Maze's End if we wanted to. But it should be all 10 guild gates on the battlefield. There we go. Loving it. Ramos in. Okay, there we go. It's kind of anticlimactic where it's just like, hey, you win, but it's another way to get it done. But yes, so glad. It's funny because I've been playing this deck, and we get different like Escape Shift wins with Valakut sometimes, and I was really worried that we were not going to be able to get a Maze's End win for you. But hey, we got it knocked out, and shout out to our opponent too for having fun with Sigarda. So if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.